guys, welcome back to my channel. So today we are doing the $500 Ulta Fantasy Cart. So I saw my friends Ava and Tara do this together. They collabed on it a couple weeks back and I thought it was so much fun. I will have both of their videos linked down below for you to check out in case you missed them. Just check out their channels in general. They're awesome women that just deserve all the love and support. But that's what we're gonna be doing here today. If I had $500 to spend at Ulta, what would I buy? And I'm excited. So before we get started, don't forget I upload every Tuesday, Thursday, Sunday for you guys. If you like this video while you're watching it, please go ahead and give it a big thumbs up. It really does help me out. And other than that, if you're excited and you want to hear all the goodies that I would buy if I had $500 at Ulta, then let's go ahead and get started. Alrighty, I went ahead and scooted over because, you know, I'm going to be popping up pictures for you here. Tara said that she kind of came up with this idea and based it off of the $1,000 fantasy Sephora card that was going around last summer. But she cut it in half because Ulta is has way more drugstore brands, if that makes sense. And I did that Sephora fantasy cart video. I can link it down below for you, but it was one of my, I think it was my third video I'd ever done. So if it's a little awkward, just take it with a grain of salt because it was very new into my channel. But let's go ahead and get started. The first thing I would purchase is the Hourglass Mineral Veil Primer. This baby retails for $54. That is so expensive for a primer. I mean, it's Hourglass, so Hourglass is always expensive, but I have a little baby mini size of this, so it's this big. It's an amazing primer, literally so amazing. And B, that little baby size has lasted me for so long. I got it last summer. I've literally had it for almost a year. Granted, I don't use it all of the time. It's not like a primer I use every single day, but that is such a good primer. And I would want a full size. And in this fantasy world of mine, I would buy that $54 primer for myself. I kind of tried to go in order of how I would apply it to my face, if that makes sense, so I'm not all over the place and random. The next thing I would pick up is the Pure 4-in-1 Pressed Foundation. This is $29.50. So I have the Pure 4-in-1 Love Your Selfie Foundation and it's the liquid form. I actually have 2 shades of it. That is how much I love it. I have a lighter winter shade and then a deeper summer shade. And I love that foundation so incredibly much. It is bomb. So I want to try the pressed powder version of it just because since I love the liquid so much, I would assume that I would also love the powder. I don't know. I would also pick up, there's a lot of foundations, guys. I would also pick up the Too Faced Born This Way matte foundation. This retails for $40. I have seen so many good reviews about this that it's mattifying but not drying, but super full coverage but looks good on your skin. And I will say I've had some trouble finding my shade in Too Faced. They all just pull very yellow on me. And I'm not the only one I've heard say that. So I don't know exactly what shade I would get, but I've just heard really good things about that foundation. So I would want to give it a go. I recently got my hair cut, so I feel I'm messing with it and it's kind of driving me a little nuts just because I haven't fully gotten used to it. I only got a cut 2 days ago, if that makes sense. But so sorry if I'm messing with it this entire video because I probably will be. The next foundation I would want to pick up is the Nars Radiant Longwear Foundation. This puppy is $49. That's a lot of money. This foundation has been around forever. It has just been around the block and I have seen just so many, everyone on earth I feel has tried this foundation but myself, and I want to try it so bad. I actually would definitely, if this was real and I was actually buying this, I would definitely for sure pick up the Nars one over the Too Faced, but I would buy both in this fantasy world of mine. Also, I would pick up the Lancome Tint Ultra Wear foundation. This is $47. I have actually had this foundation in the past. I remember I was oh gosh, early 20s, really early 20s, and I went to Macy's and I was I need a foundation and I needed to be full coverage because even back then I loved full coverage, and the Macy's employee steered me in the direction of the Lancome one, and let me tell you, $47 for a foundation back then. I mean, $47 now is a lot of money for a foundation, but back then when I was in college, I was okay, I guess I'll buy it. And I actually ended up really loving it. I used up the whole entire thing. I remember I really genuinely like that foundation. So I would just want to pick it up again and see what I loved about it. Cause I don't remember, it has been years. I finished it probably 4 or 5 years ago. So that means I bought it probably 6 or 7 years ago. The next foundation, yeah, I have 2 more foundations, guys. I pick up a lot of foundations. I've been so into trying foundations recently. I just want to buy and try all of them. The next one I would pick up is the L'Oreal Age Perfect Radiant Serum Foundation. This is $15.99. Oh my goodness gracious. 2 people make me want to try this foundation. 1, Jessica Braun, and 2, my friend Dwani on my Instagram account. I've talked about her in a bunch of my videos. I can have her link down below for you to check out. Both of them love this foundation and say it is just like stunning on their skin. It's beautiful. It's serumy, so it's glowy, but not like too glowy and oily. The only thing I'm a little nervous about is it has like more medium coverage. You guys know, if you're not new here, I do like a full coverage foundation, but I feel like my friend Dwani was comparing it. I think she compared it to the ColourPop Pretty Fresh foundation, and I love that foundation. That is one of my favorite foundations ever. I'm pretty sure my bottle is almost gone. It's kind of pricey for a drugstore foundation, 16 bucks. Heck, L'Oreal, but I would still buy it. And the last foundation I want to talk about is the L'Oreal Infallible Pro Glow Foundation. This one's $12.99. This is another foundation that has just truly been around forever. It's like been around for years and years, and I just have not tried it yet. Ava actually tried it in a like trying new drugstore makeup recently, new to her because obviously this foundation's been around forever, and she also really loved it, and so that kind of like solidified me wanting to try it and buy it. This one I probably actually will eventually pick up. The other ones is like Fantasy World, Fantasy Car. I don't know if I would ever actually pick up a bunch of these, but the L'Oreal Infallible Pro Glow, I probably will eventually. It just is, it looks beautiful. Like it looks so glowy and beautiful on the skin from what I've seen from other people, you know, using it in videos and trying it out and stuff. And it just looks stunning. So those are all the foundations I would pick up. How many foundations was that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6. I do not need 6 new foundations, but in this fantasy world, I would get 6 new foundations. Then I have a couple concealers I would pick up. The first one is the Maybelline Instant Age Rewind Concealer. This is $9.99. Another one that's been around like since I was born, essentially. And it has so, like everyone loves that concealer. Like literally everyone seems to love that concealer, and I just haven't tried it out yet. So that's why I would want to try it. It's been around forever. It's got great reviews. I'm pretty sure on Ulta, I don't remember, but it has like thousands and thousands and thousands of reviews. That's just how long it's been around. So I'd want to pick that up. I would also want to try the Nars Radiant Creamy Concealer. This is $30. This is another one kind of like the Lancome Tint Idole foundation. I tried this forever ago. Like I'm pretty sure I bought it in 2016 or 2017 and tried it, so it's been a very long time, and I remember not loving it, and I think my memory's terrible, but I think the thing I remember not liking about it was that it didn't have enough coverage for me, which I liked full coverage back then, and that really hasn't changed. I still like full coverage, so I don't know. I would eventually probably want to pick this up. I do know it comes in minis. So if I ever like actually did purchase this concealer, I'd probably just pick up a mini to try it out again. But it's another one that's like a cult classic favorite that everyone seems to love. And I remember not liking it. So I want to remember, like I want to refresh my memory and realize like what I didn't like about it. You know what I mean? Another concealer I would pick up is the MAC Pro Longwear Concealer. This is $26. I have mentioned this in multiple videos in the past. I used to be a MAC girl. I mean, who wasn't, honestly, back in like not 10 years ago. Yeah, almost 10 years ago. I'm almost 28. And I used it in my early 20s. Okay, anyways, I used to be a MAC girl, and I literally wore nothing but MAC. So I have been through, I don't even know how many of the Pro Longwear concealers. I have been through a million of them. Not a million, that's an exaggeration, but probably like 7 or 8 in my time of using MAC, like solely MAC for years and years in a row. And I remember I loved this concealer, but again, I just haven't used it in years, so I like don't remember what I loved about it, and I want to refresh my memory and buy it again. Then I would pick up some eyeshadow palettes. The first one is the Persona Identity Palette. This baby is $42. That's pretty expensive for an eyeshadow palette. I've talked about this eyeshadow palette on my stories. Where did that come from? On my channel in the past. And again, I've heard so many good reviews. If you haven't noticed, I'm swayed by good reviews. If like a whole big group of people love a product, it's gonna make me want to buy it. I'm sure I'm not alone in that, but I have not heard literally one bad review about the Persona Identity Palette. Like literally not one that I can think of off the top of my head. Everyone seems to love it. It seems like a very basic, almost boring color scheme a little bit, but honestly, those type of palettes you like need in your life. You need those basic go-to everyday shades, in my opinion. And I've heard that the formula is just amazing, that the mattes are super blendable and like creamy. And I've heard the shimmers are just like stunning on your eyes. So it's $42. If I could get it on sale, I would for sure pick it up. But in this fantasy world, I don't need anything on sale because I got $500 free dollars to spend. So I would definitely pick that up. I would also pick up the Juvia's Place, the Violets palette. So this is only $14. It's really not that expensive, but I've kind of seen mixed reviews on this palette. I am like still searching for my perfect purple palette. Still haven't found it. And this one, I wouldn't say the shades are necessarily like my perfect purple palette, but the shades look very beautiful. I've seen a lot of really good reviews about it, but I've also seen a couple of reviews that like literally I see them applying it in action on their eyes and it's like patchy and not very pigmented and doesn't blend well. And I'm like, I don't want that. I know purples are very hard to formulate, but Juvia's Place seems to be like an amazing brand that like always nails it. So I'm just like, I'm on the fence. I don't know. I think I would, I mean, if I had, if I had $500 free dollars, I would for sure pick it up. But yeah, I don't know. I'm just a little on the fence about it. But the shades look stunning and I really do genuinely love purple eyeshadow. Alrighty, the next thing I would pick up is the Jaclyn Cosmetics Face It All Brightening and Setting Palette. This is $39. I've seen really good reviews. This is a newer launch for Ulta, for Jaclyn Cosmetics, just in the makeup space. And I've seen really good reviews about it. Like people say that it is very brightening. It sets your under eyes very nicely, but it's not like drying or cakey, which that is what I need, especially for my under eyes. My under eyes just get really creasy and they tend to look dry pretty often. Doesn't really depend, like it doesn't really matter what concealer or setting powder I use. They just kind of always look bad and I just kind of like sit really far away from the camera so you can't see. But I've just heard really good things about this. I think I would pick up the lightest one. I mean, I'm a fair girl. I think that would definitely match me the best, but I feel like Jaclyn Hill could literally sell me anything. That girl is, I mean, she's where she is today because she is such a good seller. Like she can sell things and make people want to buy things based off her reviews and recommendations, and that has not changed over the years of me watching her. Whoo, that girl, I'm telling you, she can sell me anything. And she just obviously talks very nicely about it because it's her brand. But again, I've also seen like other reviews that people seem to really like it. So I would pick that up. And then I would get some lip liners. I have recently really gotten into lip liners. I was always the girl that was like, lip liners are silly. Like you don't need them. They're not a necessity. Just be careful when you're putting on liquid lipstick or like whatever. Like you don't need them. Well, I feel like I'm changing my mind because recently I've been buying and wearing lip liner like every single day and buying a ton of them, and I would just buy more. So the first one I would pick up two MAC lip pencils in the shade Dervish and Strip Down. Both of them just look very pretty. I think Dervish is more of like a mauvey purpley sort of shade, and then Strip Down is a little bit more of like a nudie brownie kind of shade. I recently put up a picture on my Instagram account of my little like gold cup back there that holds all of my lip liners, and I said, like that escalated quickly. I now love lip liners, and I asked for people to put down in the comments their favorite lip liners, like formula, color, whatever brands, and a lot of people said MAC lip pencils, and a lot of people said like those two specific shades. And I have heard MAC Strip Down on YouTube for a very long time. A ton of people use that lip liner. I also want to pick up a Morphe lip pencil. So did I tell you how much they cost? The MAC ones are $18 each, and then the Morphe lip pencils are only $5. $5, that's so affordable. And I would get the shade Sweet Tea, another lip pencil that has been around on YouTube forever. I have heard so many people use Morphe Sweet Tea lip liner, so I would want to pick that up and give that a go. Then nextly, I would pick up by Almay one of their lipsticks. It's their Lip Vibes in the shade Worry Less. This is only $7.99. My friend Kirsten on here, she loves that lipstick. I will have her channel linked down below for you to check her out. She is truly so sweet and amazing, and she deserves all the love and support. So definitely check out Kirsten's channel. Again, I will have it linked down below. But she has suggested, I have seen her use that lipstick on her channel in multiple videos, and she has suggested it to me many times. So I would pick that up. I want to try it out. It just seems like a really pretty pinky nudie shade, and only for $7.99. That's a really great deal. I'm not gonna lie, not a lot from Almay like sparks my interest. I don't own a lot from Almay. I never really have owned a lot from Almay, but when one of your friends is telling you like, hey, this lipstick's bomb, it makes you want to try it. You know what I mean? Then I would pick up a NYX lip gloss. I would get they're kind of new actually, I think. It's called the This Is Milky Gloss, and I would want the shade Cookies and Milk. These are $8.50. The Cookies and Milk shade just looks like the perfect, like creamy, brownie, light nude shade. Oh, that shade looks stunning. I feel like it would look so good over so many of the new lipsticks and lip liners that I've been picking up recently. And I've heard that this formula is really nice and like pretty and glossy, but not like sticky or anything like that. So I would definitely want to pick up one of those. We're almost done. I've got 2 more items. The next 2 are just like kind of random things, but the first one is the Tree Hut Moisturizing Shave Oil, and I would want to get the shade, the scent Tahitian Vanilla Bean. These are $11.99. I have heard Taylor Wynn and Jessica Braun talk about these like many times. I can't remember who told who to buy it. I think Jessica Braun told Taylor Wynn. It doesn't matter. It honestly doesn't matter. But I've heard both of them talk about that shave oil, that it's like smells amazing, that the Tahitian Vanilla Bean just smells so good. And I'm like a sucker for vanilla scents. I love vanilla scented things. I've heard it's just really oily and moisturizing and helps with razor burn and feels good in the shower and smells yummy. And I've heard that the scent like lingers too, which I am always here for vanilla scents lingering because I really do love them. So I want to try that. And then the last thing I would want to pick up is the Whey hand wash. So this is $32. Do I need to spend $32 on a hand soap? No, definitely not. That's a ton of money. I will say, I think this is massive. I'm pretty sure, if I am remembering off the top of my head, I think it's either like 12 or 16 ounces. So like, that's a lot of hand soap. So like, maybe it's like worth the $32 price tag. But you know what? In this fantasy world, it doesn't matter. And I can buy whatever I want. And I would buy a $32 hand wash. I just love the Whey. I've tried multiple products by them in the past, and I really like how they perform. And I usually tend to love the scents of them. So like, I'm assuming I would absolutely love the scent of this hand wash. Alrighty. Adding up all of those items, not counting tax, because in a fantasy world, tax doesn't exist. And my total ended up being $501.97. So I went over by $1.97. Sorry, but that's okay. But that was all the items I would pick up. If someone just said, hey, here's $500, what would you buy from Ulta? These are the items that I'm like 99% sure I would pick up. There are a bunch of ones that like I have wanted for a very long time. And maybe one day this will happen. Maybe one day someone will give me $500 and I can just spend it at Ulta. Probably not, but a girl can dream, right? Again, like I said in the intro, I will have Ava and Tara's videos linked down below for you to check out. Definitely check them out. They are awesome girls, and you should definitely check them out if you have not yet. I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know down below some items that you would pick up if someone gave you some free money to go spending at Ulta. What would you try? Would you like get some old faithfuls? Would you try some things that have like been around forever but you haven't tried? Or would you get brand new launches? I want to know. I want to know what you would spend your money on. If you made it to the end of this video, thank you so much. You're awesome and I love you. Please subscribe if you have not yet, and hope to see you in my next video. Bye guys.